Let's now see what we said about casting in actual code, in some examples. In your screen you see a few variables declared inside the program. We have 6 variables for all of the primitive types of interest. We have byte, short, int, long, the integer types going from narrower to wider as long as the size of the particular representation goes. And then we have float and double. Now, there is nothing really unusual about the way that we have declared them, but I would like you to note the long L and the float F. When we declare a long, we need to put the L at the end of the literal if we want that literal to be a long literal. Otherwise, 2, 3, 4 will be interpreted as of int type. If we want this number, this literal, to be interpreted as a long, we have to put L at the end of it. Similarly, when we want a literal to be of float type, we have to put F at the end of it. Otherwise, the default will be to interpret it as a literal of double type. All the lines that you see following are assignments that are pretty much promotions, type promotions. And these promotions will silently happen from Java. Java will not complain because they are pretty much straightforward. They are all appcasts. So you see that we can have a float assigned to a double, or a byte assigned to a float, and so forth. Exactly as we have said according to the diagram on type promotions. Now, all of the following ones that you see in the comments are actually operations, casts, that would be going the other way, downcasts. And these will cause compile errors because there is possible data loss, and Java will tell us, I won't do it unless you really explicitly want me to do it. Is there a case that we wouldn't have data loss going from a wider type value to a narrower one? Yes. For example, if I want to represent number 8, that number can be stored in an int variable that has 4 bytes. However, in order to represent 8, I don't need 4 bytes. I could also do with a short, for example, or even with a byte. Therefore, if I know that the value that I have in that variable will not be sacrificed, I may want to explicitly tell Java, it is okay, go ahead and do it. And how do I do that? I do the typecast by writing in front of my variable the type that I want it to be the result. So D is of type double. If I want to force the typecast and tell Java, it's okay, don't give me any compile errors, I know what I'm doing, I have to put inside parentheses the type where I am downcasting to. If, for example, for L, if I want to make a long value, store it into a variable of int type, again, I will typecast down. And note that casting does not only happen with primitive types, we can also have references casted one class to another. But this is not something we're going to go further now. I just wanted you to know that inside the parentheses, it doesn't have to be a type that is primitive, it could also be a reference. Great, so if we really want to do the cast, this is how we would do it.